So we were studying this about loops, for loop and while loop. So let us look at some of the programs using for loop first. We have already seen the structure of the for loop command.
सर फॉर लूप वाला थोड़ा कंप्यूट करके दिखा दीजिए।
हाँ मैं दिखाता हूँ, ठीक। पहले देख लेते एक बार स्ट्रक्चर, उसके बाद फॉर लूप कमांड एग्जीक्यूट करते हैं। ठीक है, तो मैं रिकॉल करा दूं एक बार शॉर्ट में, फिर चलते हैं उस पर। सो दिस वन इज द सिंटेक्स फॉर लूप कमांड। फॉर k is equal to f is to s is to t. Basically here, wait, let me connect this digital pen pad. Okay, so we have seen that for command is basically used when we need to do execute the loop for certain number of times. So for that, f is the, this is the loop index variable. This is the first value for which k will take f, and after completing this loop, it will, for the next time after f, in first pass k will take value f, in second pass k will value take f plus s. Fs are real numbers, and so on until it reaches k equal to t. And after this, so for each pass, basically for k equal to f, it will execute this loop, and then again it will come here, and it will keep on executing this loop until for k is equal to f up to k is equal to t. So that we have seen, and these are the important things we have seen. Let us understand it with the help of example. I have also explained this, that suppose you want to compute a square of numbers lying from 1 to 10 and with a difference of 3. So that you can also do through for loop. So for k is equal to 1 is to 3 is to 10, x equal to k square n. So what will it do? In first pass, it will take k equal to 1. So for k equal to 1, k square, 1 square is 1. So for k equal to 1, basically this is the value of the x in the first loop. This will be the value of x for k is equal to, so once this executed, again it will increase the value of k by 3, the value of k in first pass by 3. So for the next time it will take value 4. For k equal to 4, again 4 square will be computed, that is 16. So in the next pass, the value 16 will be shown to you. I mean, this result will be displayed to you. And similarly, for the next pass, k will be again, this value 4 will be incremented by 3, so it will take value 7. And this one is the value for k is equal to 10. So each times the value is incremented by 3. And if you don't give this incremented, it will automatically increases by default of 1. Now this question we have been discussing, sum of series, how to compute sum of series. First try to understand the logic, and then in the last I will show you by running this program. So in question number 7 in chapter 7, example 5th, basically this is to compute the sum of a series. And I already told you that since series contains infinite number of terms, I mean sum of infinite terms, and since we have the restriction that machines cannot deal with infinite number of terms, so to get close sum, what we will do, we will compute it for finite values, say n equal to 10, 4, whatever it be, and then once you start increasing the value of n, the sum will be close to the exact value. So this is the basic idea. This is the basic idea. So in the first part, it is written that use a for and loop in a script file to calculate sum of first n terms of the series this, and then execute this script file for n equal to 4 and n equal to 20. So basically we are going to make a program, a script file which will compute this series, and the same program should work for whatever the value of n we are providing, for whatever the value of n we are. So for that, values of n will be entered through keyboard, so we will use input command. And in the second part we have to make a user defined function. Basically the expansion of sin x using Taylor series is given to you. this is running from k equal to 0 to infinity. So since infinity up to computation up to infinity is not possible, so we will restrict our program to n, and then we will increase the value of n to get a closer result. So here what is written that we need to make a user defined function file. Here you have to make a function file, here you script file. This is the difference in both the program. To calculate sin x by using the Taylor series, for the function you have to name the file function name as t sin x, and obviously in this program to compute we need two inputs. If x is known and number of terms is known, then one can easily compute the sum of this series, say y. So here the input arguments are x and n. The input arguments are x in degrees, so you can convert into radian, and n is the number of terms in the series up to which we need to do the computation. So use the function to calculate sin 150 degree using 3 and 7 times. So for first part A, look at the result. I have already explained it, but let me once again recall. So since I have to compute this sum and you want to enter n manually, so first line will be declaration of input. This will be used to provide the value of input. Once you execute the command, this result will be displayed whatever is written in this inverted comma, and the computer will ask you to enter the value of n once you enter the command. The number of times input is used, and what we are going to, in the first series we will compute the first term a1, then in the next, this is your s1. For h2 what we will do, we will add the next term to basically the previous value. This s1 we have computed, so what we will do, I can write this h2 as s1 plus the next term a2. Similarly, s3 is sum up to first two terms is known to me, and let me add the third term. So I can write s3 as a1 plus a2 plus a3, or you can say that you can write it as s2 plus a3. So in general, our algo will be s is equal to s plus the nth term an. So this is the technique we are going to use. So what we will do, to add the garbage value, first assign. Whenever sum is there, declare s as 0, because when you will add 0 to the first term, it will not any make difference. And in cases of product, we will see that we will take the value of product as 1, initial value as 1. So s is initialized to 0. Now for k is equal to 1 to n, basically I want to compute this term for n terms. So we need to compute this sum n times. For k equal to 1 to n, s is equal to s plus, and this n, the formula for nth term. This is the formula for nth term, minus 1 to the power n, say k star k by 2 to the power k, 2 to the power k, and n. And then to display the result, we need to display the result on screen. I need fprintf command. So in this will be displayed, your result will be displayed on the screen, and the logic, whatever you have written here, the sum of the series is %fs. So %f you use for floating point number. I mean, your values will be displayed in decimals, and the value of sum will be displayed at this % sign. Value of sum will be displayed at this % sign. Within fprintf, % sign is used, remember, to denote, to address the value of s at this place. And outside, a % command is used to comment. That will be not the part of the program. So all this I have discussed. So you can see that since it is a function file, so you can name it with the any name. But when you are saving a file, try to avoid the standard names like sine, cos, I mean standard function name. So after saving this file as this example 7/4a, this is the name of function file. You can call this function file on the command window. This is the sign for command window. And so when you will call this as on command window and enter, it will ask you enter the number of terms. Why it is asking? Because we have already given here the input command that this quantity will be displayed on the window. Enter the number of terms on the screen, and manually let us allot n as 4. So it will execute the sum and this will appear on the screen. The sum of the series is, suppose the value of S is say minus 0.125000. So it will be allotted at this place. So answer will be displayed as the sum of the series is, look, the sum of the series is at percent sign, the value of S is displayed. Again, if you enter this program and let us allot the value of n as 20, then the answer is this. And how it is working already I have explained. In the first pass, S1, basically your first term A1 is equal to minus half. Just put here k equal to 1, the first term. So it will be minus 1 raised to the power 1 into 1 by 2. So first term is S1 minus half. And for S2, S2 will be basically A1 in the first term, you need to add the second term. Or you can say that in the previous term, let us add the next term. So for k equal to 2, put k equal to 2 here. So if you put k equal to 2, it will be half. So in the previous term minus half, we are adding the next term. So sum will be 0. Sum will be 0. Up to 2 terms, sum is 0. First term is minus half. Or you can say, if there is only first term, that will be sum. You can also say sum S2 will be 0. So this is what displayed here. Now look at the second case, in which I need to define a user-defined function. First, try to understand the logic, then we will implement it using math. So in this question demands that we need to see, for this series already there is a built-in function to compute sin x in MATLAB, but you don't want to, suppose you don't want to use that inbuilt sin function to compute the values of sin x for any given x. And we are interested in defining our own function that is called as user defined function. And according to question, we need to label that function file with this name, And after computing this series, you have to execute this for sine 150 degree and for n as 3 and n as 7. So this is the part of the program. Since we need to compute a function file, so first line should be declaration of function. And in that series, see, 2 inputs, we need x and n, function y is equal to, and we need to name the file as tsine. Basically, T is used for Taylor. So let us, for our convenience, we have given this function name as tsine x. These are the comments to just recall that what we are going to do. %tsine calculate the sign using Taylor formula. And this % input arguments. X or x must be angled in degrees. Basically, here you are converting x to, if here we are entering the value of x in degrees and n is number of terms. So since in question it is demanded that you need to take the value of x in radian. So whatever x you are going to enter, you have to multiply it by pi by 180 degree to convert into radian. So this is the value of x. Let us call it xr. So on the right hand side, whatever is written to us, we already know that equal to is used for assignment command. So whatever written on right hand side, that will be assigned to left hand side. Now since sum is there, so I need to initialize my program from 0, y equal to 0. Because in the first term, when you will add 0, it will not make any difference. Otherwise, it may happen that you, suppose you have used the variable y somewhere else in the command and the value of y is a function file. If you are making function file, you have to save your program with the same function name. In a script file, you can choose any name. Now on command window, let us run this program. So the name of the file is tsine and write 153. So by default, it will be value of degree x entered in radian radian, and later on it will come converted to radian. And the value of this is the value of n equal to 3, and this is value of, just call on command window and execute it. The value will be displayed. So you can see that just by calling, here we have tsine 157. ठीक है, अब इसे इंप्लीमेंट करके देखते हैं, तो मैंने बता दिया, और उसके बाद इस क्वेश्चन को देखेंगे, ये एक अच्छा सवाल है। तो चलो मैं पहले इसे इंप्लीमेंट करके दिखाता हूँ। वेट करेगा। ठीक है, उन प्रोग्राम्स को रन करके देखते हैं। तो देखो आपको आई थिंक पहला वाला मैंने एक्सप्लेन कर दिया था पिछले क्लास में, याद है आपको? मुझे फंक्शन फाइल वाला आज एक्सप्लेन करना होगा।
वाला भी नहीं हुआ है।
यहाँ जाके आप फंक्शन पे क्लिक कर दो, फंक्शन का ये आर्गुमेंट आ गया, ठीक है। अब देखो आपको करना क्या है। एक मिनट, मुझे इसका फोटो ले लेंगे। चलो मेरे पास हार्ड कॉपी नहीं है इस बुक की, यूजर हो गए, किसी को दिया है, मुझे याद नहीं किसने दिया। तो जो आपको कंप्यूट यहाँ करना है वो क्या है, sin x -1 to the power k x to the power 2k plus 1 upon factorial of 2k plus 1। So first line is function declaration. So let me write function. Since only one output is there, so write directly y. Function y is equal to, and you have to name the function. So according to question, requirement is that I need to name that function as t sign. So for that, t sign. This is the requirement. T sign. And how many input variables are there? They should be separated by comma. So two variables are there, x and n. X comma n. Okay, x comma n. So this is our function file. Now you have to write the command which you need to execute. So for that, before that, I need to convert x as xr is equal to, first line is that I need to convert the value entered, the entered value of x in radian. So for that, let me take xr, sorry, here xr is equal to xr is equal to x, and to convert for multiplication we need to use star into pi by 180. So pi in MATLAB is given by pi divided by 180, pi divided by 180. This is just as per question. I need to convert into radian 180. So whatever value we will enter, XR will be its converted value of X in 180, I mean radian. And the next line, we need to initialize y from 0. Y is equal to 0. Output y is equal to 0. Then again, now write the relation from where you want to convert. So for k equal to, use the while loop to compute the sum. For k is equal to 0 to 0 is to, for k equal to 0 is to n minus 1. So it will by default take a spacing of 1. 0 is to n minus 1. N minus 1. Now you need to provide the relation between, because we are adding nth term in the previous term. So for that I will use this, just like in the previous question, y is equal to y plus in the first pass the value of y will be 0 because we are starting from this one. So 0 in the 0 first term will be added. Now let me write the relation. 0 plus minus 1 to the power k minus 1 to the power k, wedge k. What is the notation for wedge? Minus 1 to the power k, k star xr to the power 2k plus 1 2 star k. Whenever multiplication, use this notation. 2 star k plus 1. 2 star k plus 1 and whole divided by factorial k. Whole divided by factorial of 2k plus 1. Factorial of 2k plus 1. This is the relation. This is basically your nth term, and nth term is added to, in the first case to 0. So we will get the first term, say y1, and in the second term we will add y to the second pass. We will add the value of y to the first term. So after this end, and if you want, so this is your function file. So you have to save with the same name t sin n. So let me save it. Go to save option, save as, and name it. So you can see that automatically it is taking the value name t sin. Save it. Now there are two input x and n. So you have to execute this command. It is already saved. You have to call this command on the command window. So let me copy it, Control C, and go to command window. So to run this, either you can run directly, or you can call. Let us call out it on command window. So on command window, Control V. Now it is asking the value of x and n. So let me take x as 30 and value of n as 3. So it will convert 30 degree into radian and then execute it. After this, just press enter key. So you can see that the values are displayed here. In the first case, 30 degrees converted to, because we have not taken a semicolon after XR, so its value will be displayed here. So XR is this 30 degrees converted into radian 0.536. In the first pass, if before first pass we have already assigned the value of y as 0. Try to understand how it is working. On command window, everything is displayed. So you can check the error. This is why MATLAB is friendly, user friendly. Why? Because we have started initialized y as 0. In the first pass for k equal to 1, I think in our program it starts from k equal to 0. Let me, yes, for k equal to 0, the first pass, you can see that for k equal to 0, the value will be added to this y equal to 0, and we have this first term as a1, say y1. This is the value of when the term a2 is added to a1. So this is, you can call it y2, and this is your y3. ठीक है, y3 हो गया. तो आपको एक बार आप ये फंक्शन बन गया, अब आपको इसको सिंपली कॉल करना है. तो आप इसको चाहो तो इसके ऊपर CLC लिख दो, ताकि बार बार आप रन कराओ तो कोई वैल्यू पे फर्क ना पड़े. ठीक है, वो जो पुरानी वैल्यूज होगी वो ऑटोमेटिकली हट जाएगी. तो सॉरी, यहाँ लिख दो ये, चलो इसे रन करा लो, क्या फर्क पड़ता है. कमांड विंडो पे CLC लिख दो, CLC. एक्चुअली मेरे साथ कीबोर्ड काम नहीं कर रहा तो मुझे समझाने में दिक्कत हो रही है. ठीक है, CLC. Now again call this and enter some other values. We are not calling the inbuilt function in MATLAB. We are calling our own function called user defined function, because we have constructed a new function called as tsine, which requires two input. One is the value of x and one is value of n. So every time you need to enter some different value, say 45. Let us compute this sign for x, the value of x for 45, and value of n is say 5. So 5, and just press enter key. Your result will be displayed. ठीक है, समझ में आ रहा है आप लोगों को यहाँ तक? क्या वो सो गए सभी लोग?
यस सर.
आगे समझ में?
यस सर.
बताएं, यहाँ तक कोई डाउट है आप लोगों का? जो समझाया उसमें कोई डाउट?
क्लियर है.
क्लियर है ना? तो देखो, ये आप पहले बीइंग अ मैथमेटिशियन, आप लोग पहले ये कोशिश करो कि वर्क कैसे कर रहा है, उसका प्रैक्टिस बात की बात है. देखो, अब इंजीनियरिंग वाले तो दिन रात वो करते रहते हैं, तो उन्हें तो प्रैक्टिस रहती है. लेकिन इंपॉर्टेंट चीज जो है वो ये फंक्शन वर्क कैसे कर रहा है, ये रिजल्ट जो डिस्प्ले हो रहा है ना, ये तो one of the most positive thing about this MATLAB, that without using semicolon, every result will be displayed if you don't put semicolon in the program. And you can just go on the result displayed on command window and try to understand it, how it is working step by step. ठीक है, तो हमने ये tsine फंक्शन बना दिया.
Yes, sir.
अब आप चाहो तो इसी तरह पहले वाले को भी कर सकते हो. पहले वाला प्रोग्राम पता नहीं मैंने वो कराया था कि नहीं, मैं चेक कर लेता हूँ, फाइल बना होगा तो शायद A1. यस, देखो ना यहाँ पे फॉर k इक्वल टू 1 to 3 है. ये मैंने एक प्रोग्राम क्या बनाया था. इन दिस वी हैव सीन दैट फॉर k इक्वल टू अप टू 1 to 10 आई वांट टू मेक अ प्रोग्राम यूजिंग स्क्रिप्ट फाइल in which the value of k cube of first term we need to compute. So for that, let us initialize for k equal to 1 to 10 and x equal to k cube. So and let me display this too. There is some error. क्या शो कर रहा है देखो,
कॉमा आएगा क्या?
मुझे लग रहा है कॉमा छूटा हुआ है कहीं. सिंटेक्स, इसमें सिंटेक्स बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. मेरे समझ से यहाँ शायद कॉमा होना चाहिए.
यस सर.
देखते हैं कॉमा करके क्या होता है. हाँ सही, ठीक है. ये रिजल्ट डिस्प्ले हो गया. देखो 1 से 10 तक सारे कोड. तो ये समझा कि लूप वर्क कैसे कर रहा है. हर एक पास में एक लूप कंप्लीट होगा, तो जितने पासेस होंगे उतने लूप्स, उतनी बार लूप रन करेगा.
ठीक है.
ठीक है ना. तो इस वाले में कितने टाइम से रन कर रहा है? 10 टाइम्स. क्योंकि इसमें बाय डिफॉल्ट कितने की स्पेसिंग है? 10 की. 1 to 10 है ना. 1 की स्पेसिंग है तो 10 टाइम्स रन करेगा. तो नंबर ऑफ पासेस कितने हो जाएंगे? 10. लेकिन अगर मैं यहीं पे कर दूं k इज इक्वल टू 1 इज टू से 3 इज टू 10, अब देखो आंसर दूसरा होगा, क्योंकि पहले पास में 1 वैल्यू लेगा, फिर
4 लेगा,
पास में 4 लेगा. वेरी गुड. ठीक है. तो कमांड विंडो आप देखो. चलो कमांड विंडो पे देखो, पहले पास में 1 वैल्यू लिया, 1 का क्यूब, फिर 4 हो जाएगा, 4 का क्यूब 64, फिर 7 का क्यूब 343 और 10 का क्यूब 1000. तो टोटल कितने पासेस हुए?
4 हुए.
4 पासेस हुए. ठीक है. तो आज की क्लास इतना ही रहने देते हैं, फिर कल से दोबारा आगे.
थैंक यू.
ठीक है. चलो.